Hi everyone, my name's Amanda and welcome to my channel. So here in the Southern Hemisphere, it's coming into summer, and it got me thinking about how many people would really like to start going away, even if it's just for 1 or 2 nights. Lots of things may be holding them back. Lack of gear, perhaps they've got the, perhaps you've got the full setup, but to put all of that together, the big tent and stuff like that, it's really not worth it for 1 or 2 nights. So, it gets put off. I really want to encourage everyone to get out there in nature and enjoy life. And it's something that I'm really passionate about. I've had lots of setups over the years. We've had big canvas tents, the old style ones with the huge, the heavy metal poles and stuff. We have had the new style big 2-room canvas tents that you pump up. We have had pop-up tents. We have had the old 70s style pop-up camper where it's a trailer and then you pop it up, there's canvas sides on it. And we have had a caravan. So lots of different setups, and I really, really want to hone it in there that no setup is the perfect setup, because man, I've been trying for years and there's just not a perfect setup, the only thing we haven't had is a massive camper, and I don't want one. With the big loot double bed thing over the top of the cab and everything. I think that would really limit where you could go and where you could stop as well. And I'm not keen on driving something like that in high winds. In New Zealand, it gets super windy, really is windy a lot. So that's not something that I am keen on. So when I first started car camping, I got into it. We had a ute and we had a station wagon, a small one. It was a Toyota Wish. We still have that actually. And the ute, I tried all sorts of ways to fit in there comfortably. So, most people will have something that they can go away in. However, not everyone. So you have to think about that as well. So I, instead of, trying my hardest to, fit into the ute, there was just no way. Not comfortably anyway. So I would use my husband's car, and I went away in that a couple of times. Sorry, there's a wasp hanging around here. A wasp. So where was I? Yes, so I would go away in the bush, and the first thing that I would suggest you look at, if you have a small space, it's not much head height in, is a self-inflating camping mat. And they're usually around 10 centimetres, so you've still got plenty of room, and it's very comfortable. It's got foam inside it. It's got an R rating, so that's the insulation. It's really, they're really warm and comfortable. Mine was from Zempire, but like Torpedo 7 and places like that do them as well. And that way, you've still got headroom. If you don't have things like that and you don't have the money to buy one, you can pop a airbed in there. Even if you have a hatchback, put all your seats down, do some experimenting while you're at home, rearrange everything and just see how it feels for you. I like to go away by myself. I've got kids, but they're teenagers now, so they don't usually like to come. But when we had the full camping set up, they did come. They were younger, and We did need the space, so those tents were good. But we liked to set up camp and stay put for like a week or two. It's just not worth setting everything up, your kitchen, the beds, oh my gosh, it's a nightmare. So yeah, they don't like to come much anymore. And hubby, he has his own. He does want to come. It's very hard though, because he has his own and hobbies and stuff, and so he's often busy with those. And I just don't want that to stop me or hold me back from, getting out there and doing the things that I love to do. So yeah, we do quite well with that arrangement anyway. And sometimes he will come, particularly in the summer. He does not like winter camping, which is fair enough. So couldn't fit in the ute. Sorry, I'll get back to it. Went away in the wish. Right, so the first thing I did after the camping mat was find some way for privacy, to block out the light and stuff. So I did lots of research and landed on Reflectix. I think that was the best way, because it was such a small space. If you hung curtains, it would kind of encroach into the car a bit because of the way that it's shaped. So I did Reflectix. I put in some paper and made a template, and then cut around it and stuff. I can show you some photos of the stuff. I might put some up here. And that worked really well. And also, the great thing about Reflectix is that it is insulative. So, and like, I've felt it. Like, I know that it works. And in the freezing cold, and a little bit of the Reflectix might pop down or something. If you put your hand up there, you can feel the cold rushing in. Like, it does such a good job of keeping your heat in and the cold out and everything. So I don't think I'd ever go back to curtains, even though well, not back to curtains, but I don't think I'd ever have curtains. Even though they seem to be a lot easier, you just pull them across and you're done. You don't have to try and fiddle around and fit them into your window and stuff like that. Yeah, and the other thing is the front. You want some way to curtain off the front of your vehicle. And that will all depend on the shape of your roof. Like, if it's really rounded and you put a tension bar across with some curtains, there is a gap along the top. So that will let in a lot of light, and you might not feel as secure at night. Maybe you think people can see in, or you can put down your front visors, and that helps kind of cover the gap a little bit. But yeah, again, it just depends on your vehicle and what you can rig up to help that curtain stay up. Right, where are we at? I've got my little list here. So if you're by yourself, then you're going to take up just over half of the car, really. So in the other half, what did I have there? I had my esky, or what do you call it? Chili bin. We call them chili bins in New Zealand, or you call them coolers in America. But yeah, so in the summer you would need one of those. In the winter, if you're not really big on freezing cold drinks and stuff like that, then I really wouldn't bother. But in summer you will need something for your milk and bits and pieces like that, especially if it's just for 1 or 2 nights. You don't need to worry too much, but it just depends on your preference. And some people already have these things, other people might have to go and buy it, so it's another expense. I wouldn't go and buy a 12-volt fridge unless you know that this is for you. Like, at the moment, putting this out there for people that, that they might not have started doing it yet. And you really don't know if it's something you want to continue with. It is a big investment. And if it is something that you're going to continue with, I do highly recommend them. But the other thing to think about is you will need a battery for it to run on. So yeah, big investment, but worth it, really worth it. If you are going to have the fridge style and it's in the car, you also need to make sure that you're going to be able to sleep with the humming of the fridge. Some people are very sensitive sleepers. I am, and that's one of the reasons why I like to be in a vehicle, because it cuts out a lot of the campground noise and stuff like that. Now, that's the other thing, a lot of people who haven't tried this yet, it may be because they don't feel safe going solo. The great thing about a vehicle is you can lock it, you can lock yourself in, which is really good. And the other thing is, you don't have to go freedom camping and stuff like that straight off the bat. I'd recommend going to campsites that people around you, there are facilities there, toilets, showers, all the rest of it, and they're really safe, and it will help you feel like you're not fully alone. And if anything does go wrong, there'll be somebody there to help, and there's usually the front office with staff in it and things like that. So I recommend starting that way and getting your confidence up and helping you feel safer. What other bits of advice do I have? For shade and stuff like that, right? If you've got an old tarp sitting in the garage, chuck some rope on the four corners, put it over the top of your car and attach it down to the tyres on the opposite side, and then pull it out from the other side and put your poles and ropes in. And again, that's so that you don't have to buy any expensive, gazebos or, those four drive warnings that come out from your cars, until you know that it is something that you want to do on a regular basis. So I usually get out, I don't know, maybe every 3 weeks-ish if it pans out, So obviously I can't go away every weekend. I do want to see my husband and spend time with him and the kids. And there is stuff that needs doing. We own a home and we've got to maintain it. So, but it's just so great being able to just pack up your own stuff, not worry about anyone else, and organise it. It's so fast, so quick and easy. And when you get to the campsite, you just roll in. You just roll in and you're done. You might have a table and a chair you want to put out or something, but it's so great. So it's just, I really, really want to encourage you to get out there and do it. Just try it, if you're in a campground, just try the closest campground to you for one night. Let's start with little short trips like that and nice and close to home so you feel secure and you can get back home quickly if you need to, or perhaps you haven't left your teenagers by themselves or something like that and you think, I better not go too far just in case there's an emergency, they need me, something happens, half an hour away from home, even 45 minutes to an hour, that should be fine, right? You can still hightail it home if you need to. So I'm going to put up, sorry, losing my train of thought. So that's what I started camping in my husband's car. Now we've sold the ute and I have a Toyota Estima minivan, and that is amazing, and I'm going to do walkthrough videos on that and how I keep most of my camping stuff in it while it is still an everyday driver. I have, like I said, I have teenagers. I've got 2, so I need 3 seats available, and I will show you what I have come up with that. Also, I travel with a trailer called the Outhouse, and it's just a small one. I wanted to not be too cramped in the van. So I've got the kitchen, I've got all my garage stuff like extra ropes and pegs and what else have I got in there? Tarps and all sorts, anything extra that I think I might need. And I also have a toilet space in there too. I didn't want everything to be cramped. I know a lot of people with the Toyota Estimas have the kitchens in the back and you go out and cook underneath your tailgate. And then 1 to 2 people can sleep in the bed. And also I couldn't dismantle the seats and everything that much because I did need to still have it as a daily driver. So this way I can just attach the little box trailer. I don't even know it's there. It doesn't stick out past the tow vehicle. It's not like a caravan, you know. It doesn't stick out past the tow vehicle. It's a dinky wee thing. I love it. So I will also be doing a walkthrough of that and showing my full setup. So yeah, if that's your thing, then hang around and subscribe. And yeah, if you hit the notification bells, then you should get notification once those videos go up. So yeah, I think that's enough of me blabbing on. Yeah, get out there and do it, ladies. Get out there and do it.